So here we have the James Bond secret agent shooting attaché case. Great picture of a Bond character on there, generic looking Bond, holding the pistol, showing the contents of the briefcase. Beautiful full colour box, very large box, and you'll see why in a second, because the contents aren't as large as the box. And again, it was another one of the trick items that American retailers or manufacturers used to use to promote their toys above other people's. They'd make their box bigger so it stood out more. Another good example in the UK, for example, was Corgi. Gave their toys pictorial inner trays so that when it was on display in the store, they would put the box and then the toy in the illustrated inner tray on top of each other, making it twice as big as it actually was, so it stood out from their competition, which at the time was Dinky amongst others. So yeah, we have a very large, impressive box. So I'm going to open the lid on this box. I'm going to move it to one side, and the toy didn't come with tissue paper, but I've got that in there just to protect the item. I'm just going to do a bit of unpacking, so I do apologise, as I haven't seen this toy for a long time. Sits on a shelf, just sits there doing nothing. What a shame. Okay, so actually, I'll be honest, one thing I did have to do is I had to separately wrap the plastic vinyl wallet because it can sweat. The vinyl gets old, the paint on it can react, and they can actually damage the items that they're in. So there we have the multiple toy makers contents there of the briefcase. Fabulous. I hope we can all see that. Excuse the odd angle, but I've had some damage to the right hand side of my body, so I'm just going to, not as confident as I was, so I'm going to show that. So as you can see, this is the outer briefcase and these are the contents here, and as I mentioned before, the box is twice as big as it needs to be because the contents naturally would go in there. So it's roughly twice as big as it needs to be, but it looks fabulous. It does look fabulous. So I'm just going to slide that around so you can see everything. There we go. So in there we've got a tray made of polystyrene, pressed polystyrene, and that has got a rifle with an extending stock, a rifle scope, a pistol which converts into the rifle with a silencer. We have a code book with Secret 007 pencil, and that opens to reveal, if I can get it open, because these are notoriously hard to open, and what you end up doing is snapping the pencil, so I'm not going to do that. We've got a book in there so to write your code messages, and there's a mechanism that is spring loaded and will take caps, so that if anybody opens it without your permission, for example, it will make a loud bang and frighten them away. We have that item was available individually on a card, as was the gun. The rifle stock is not available in anything else other than the actual briefcase itself. The scope is available on the card with the gun, as is the silencer and its projectiles to go in there as well. I'm just going to look at the Codomatic, which we looked at the other day on a new version of this, and again this is an item that's where you can write messages down and dial in a code, and it will give you different letters to write in the correct ones, and if you know the right code to put in, you can actually decode a message. So a great little toy. And that again was available separately on a card, so you could buy all these contents apart from the rifle stock. You could buy all the contents individually So you didn't have to spend all the money.